Now that we know about planes, let's select the plane and begin the sketching process. There are two ways that I can select a plane in CATIA. At the center in the graphic working space are three intersecting planes. If I hover my mouse over one of them, that particular plane highlights in blue, and if I left click on it once, the borders go orange, meaning that that plane has been selected. And now I can hover over my mouse to the right hand side of the screen to the toolbar and select the sketch icon. Another way of selecting planes is if I go on the left hand side of the screen in the product tree area, I can hover over the YZ plane, and when I left click on it once, again at the center of the screen, the YZ plane borders have gone orange, meaning that the YZ plane has now been selected. And now I can do the same thing, move my mouse to the right side of the screen, and on the toolbar select sketch. When I left click on the sketch icon, CATIA takes me into the Sketcher workbench or the sketching mode. Now, how do I know if I am in the sketching mode? First thing, that the background of the screen will have a grid in it. And also, if I go on the right hand side toolbar, the first icon will indicate Sketcher, meaning that I am in the sketching mode or in the Sketcher workbench. When I'm in the Sketcher workbench, CATIA brings up two mini toolbars. The first one is the Sketch Tools toolbar, and the one in the middle of the screen is the User Selection filter. I can begin drawing shapes such as square, rectangles, circle, and CATIA gives us a huge variety of tools to choose from. For this particular example, I'm going to select the line tool. If I left click on the line tool once, notice that the sketch tools toolbar has now been extended, and also the mouse cursor has a marker which is following it as I move the mouse cursor. I can create a line by simply left clicking anywhere on the graphic working space. And once I left click and move my mouse, you can see that the line is forming. I can terminate this line with a left click, and now my line has been completed. Now this is one way of doing it, and what I've done here is I've created an independent line segment. But if I had to select another line, I have to come back to the toolbar and left click one more time and then create another line segment. But what if I want to create multiple line segments and I don't want to go back to the toolbar all the time and do it that way? We can do that as well. If I go on to the toolbar and instead of left clicking once, I can left click two times, so double click on it. And now I can draw independent line segments and still be in the line tool mode. So left clicking to create the line segment and then another left click to terminate it, and also create multiple line segments as I go with my clicks. I can also draw more line segments from the end point of another line and start creating a design from there. There are too many independent line segments on the screen and I want to delete a few of them or maybe all of them. How do I do that? The first thing that I have to do is I have to exit out of the line tool mode. I'm going to use the escape key on my keyboard to exit out of the line tool mode, or I can also simply go back on the toolbar and left click once on the line tool and I'm out of the line tool mode. To delete line segments, I can select independent line segments by one single left click and then hit the delete key on the keyboard. I can also delete multiple line segments at the same time if I hold the control key down on the keyboard and left click the line segments which I don't need and then hit the delete key on the keyboard one more time. Those line segments are gone. I can also box select and choose multiple line segments, So if I hold my left mouse click button down and move away from the cursor, I create this box selection and all the entities which are inside of it will get selected. And now if I hit the delete key on my keyboard, all those line segments have been deleted.